everyone, welcome back to another episode of Cyrils Brettspiele, and Andy is back finally.
It's been a while.
It feels like years. You were out of country, right?
Yes.
Holidays, traveling around, and traveling is a good point. So today we are talking a little bit of moving Trambahn from Mayfair Games. So let's go over to the rules. You want to do the rules or should I do?
You're good at the rules.
Okay, good. Let's do it. In Trambahn, you have first of all this handy dandy helper card, which gives you a good overview about your turn. You always start your turn, and at the end of the turn you redraw up to 6 cards, so you always have 6 cards on your hand. You have to play 1 or 2 out of these cards on your hand into this area. It's called the passenger area, so you can decide to play 1 or 2 cards in this area here. Let's assume you play just simply 1. Then you have 5 cards left on your hand. What a surprise. And you can play that into your station card. These are called your station cards. You always have to play it ascending, so 3, 4, 8, 9. You can make gaps. However, you can never play a 7 here anymore when you have a 9 in here. In this case, I have a 1 and a 4 here. I could play a 5, a 7, and a 9. Now I cannot play these 2 cards anymore. I can save them on my hand for future turns, or I can simply discard that and put that into my money pile. Each card is worth $1,000. As you maybe mentioned, here is a train on this station. On this station, there is no train. For each station cards I have laid out here, and I don't have a train, I have to discard that. So therefore, I take all my money here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and for 9,000 I can buy one of these trains. The small train with a multiplier of 2 cost me 5,000, then 10,000 and 15,000. In this case, I would buy for 5,000 this train and add it here. Now each time this color red is scored, you easily simply count these numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 multiplied by 2 is 14 points. Let's talk about scoring. Scoring is very easy. Each time you are placing the 4th card in a row here, you immediately score yellow. Attention, both players scoring yellow. So this player scores 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 4. It's 16, and the opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4 is 16 points. That is the general base scoring when you place the 4th card here as a passenger. There's one more way to score, and this you can see here on this blue line. Whenever you play the 8 card in a row, so you have an extra scoring just only for you. You count the cards up to 8, I think that's 9, then you just multiply it with your train and you get that as extra cards for a very long row. The game is over when you play this area, the passenger area, exactly 10 times. After 10 times, the game is immediately over, and whoever scores the most points is the winner.
Thanks for the rules.
Okay, yeah. Then let's go for the components. So what are your thoughts about the components?
Well, it's a card game, however,
what a surprise.
I know. So, you know, it's not like you got little miniatures or mini things. But the card, I feel, is good card stock. It's glossy. I like the feel. And
I really like the artwork.
I love the artwork, and it's one of the things that draws me to the game, all the artwork on there.
Neuhausen Ostbahnhof.
Yeah. It's the Neuhausen would be what? Newhouse East train station?
Yeah.
Mein Deutsch is schlecht.
No, it's very good. Yeah, so components, I mean, obviously it's just cards, but again, cardstock is really good, so nothing wrong with that. And in addition to that, I really like the artwork. I really like this 2-player series from Mayfair and Lookout Games. They are usually not overpriced, they are fairly priced. Usually good games in it. Let's talk about if this is a good one or not in a second. And you you get exactly what you expect in these books. So look out for these two-player games from Mayfair Games. They are usually good. So critics. So what do you think about the game overall? Do you have something you would say you can make better, or is it a great game?
I like the game. I played it three, 4 times. And
you bought it, right?
Yes, Board Game Geek has the Secret Santa, and I asked for it, and my Secret Santa on Board Game Geek got me this.
Secret Santa?
Yes.
It wasn't me.
So I enjoyed this game enough that if Secret Santa hadn't gotten it, I would have bought it. I would have gone out and bought it. In terms of what to make better, I don't know.
I have one point what I wanted to make better, but this is because this game is very close to. There are two games, either Lost City, the card game, or Celtis, the card game, which is basically the same game in a different theme setting from Cosmos, Themes and Cosmos. And in both of these games you can play the role ascending or descending. So in this game you can play only ascending. So that means when you have bad drawing luck and always get the high cards early in the game and you don't have a starting row with low numbers, you're a little bit screwed up by that. So I would really prefer to have a house rule or a variant in this rulebook where you can play either or, just for me.
Yeah, I think that would be a great suggestion. Like you said, you know, the variant of, oh, I've got all these high cards, you know, and you've got all the low cards, so you can play a bunch of trains, and I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I see there's a difference in this game when you mention that high cards always have higher score points and low cards starting with just 1. So when you play it the other way around, you start with the high cards, which would screw up the game a little bit. But that is probably a design issue. I mean, they could also design that the high scoring cards are in the middle, train number 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, you could do that, or you could just keep it the way it is, and since both sides have the same scoring ability,
yeah,
you know, it just might be higher scores, and it's still tight in terms of scores.
Yeah, I feel sometimes it's a little bit swingy when you're really screwed up by drawing 2 bad cards. I mean, it has a lot of more layers than Celtis. So first of all, you build your money pile, so all the cards you don't want, you just easily recycle every single round through it and you get more money, which is good. And you have this additional scoring here, which is, you cannot see it right now, the terminals. So you put these out to the terminals and fill up the terminals in the colors where you are really strong. So it has a little bit more depth in terms of that. However, I was always a fan from these going from 1 to 10 or 10 to 1, whatever you prefer. So, for the mechanics, do you have something for the mechanics?
I generally like the mechanics. They seem pretty intuitive. I do like the choices that you have to make. Like you said, you know, your choices are basically, what am I going to play here? How is that going to impact this board? You know, my stations, and, you know, should I keep a card in my hand because I want to play it, or should I put it in my money to get money to buy, you know, the actual trains? And so the mechanics do present quite a few different choices that do impact the game. And
that's true, I totally agree, and I'm always in between. Do I like this more, or do I like Celtis the card game more? I have to admit that I played Celtis the card game with my wife roughly 180 times, 220 times, something in that range. During each of our travels in the last 10 years, we had that always in our pocket, and on each single airport we played it in a row 5, 6, 7 times. So I played that up and down for years. However, what I really like, this game has a lot more depth in it, except for this little one. What I really like on that is you have this different trains. So when you buy the expensive train, which costs you 15,000 mark, you have a scoring multiplied by 4. If you buy the cheap one, it's multiplied by 2, but it's only 5,000. However, if you know what your opponent has in money or a good suggestion, you can buy the last cheap 5,000 and he has not 10,000 for the next one, so he is screwed up. There's a little bit more tactic in the game as in Celtis, which I really appreciate.
I've never played Celtis.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You should do that.
I should.
You should.
So, this game to me...
I should invite you to one of my holidays and travel around with
That's
me.
right. I have played Lost Cities with my wife, and we do both enjoy Lost Cities. To me, just comparing it to Lost Cities...
It's just a different theme.
To me, it's a different theme, and I actually like this theme.
No, between
better.
Celtis and Lost Cities.
Oh, okay.
It's
This compared to Lost Cities has more choices that I do enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, this so in all of these games we are discussed, even if we only wanted to talk about Trambahn. However, we talked about these other games right now a little bit more, and probably a little bit more than it's necessary. However, in all of these games the replayability is dramatically, because you have a stack of these 1 billion cards, and whatever you get on your hand, it's always different. So just having cards make this game, even if it sounds simple, so different every time you're playing that. Your opponent making that different is he's collecting green cards, 3 or 4 stacks of green cards, and he's always forcing green card, then you have to react. So replayability is dramatically high in this game for me.
I would agree. Replayability. You know, we just finished playing a game, and I want to play it again to try out different things.
Here's a fun fact. In the last, I have to tell the story. Fun fact on the last game. So we played it again to just refresh it and play it again and talk about that. And it came so close that in the second last turn, Andy had the decision of playing 2 yellow cards or 3 yellow cards in a row, down, multiplied by 3. So he decided to keep 1 yellow. I can tell the story.
Yeah, tell the story.
He decided to keep that yellow card to make sure he can play it next turn on the terminal to score yellow. However, I said, hey, you're redrawing up 6 cards. The chances by 4 different colors is dramatically high that you draw. Yeah, however, it's only a difference of 3 points, so 1 point here multiplied by 3. If I'm losing by 3 points, it's up or it's up to me. And you know, we had 2 different.
Lost by 2 points. So
2 different points. Sweet. Yeah. However, yeah. That's it. So let's go over to the point. So what is it? Is it a recommendation, high recommendation, or do you trash the game? I mean, you.
I like the game. I like the game a lot. I give it a high recommendation. It's a great 2-player game, easily explained, but presents a lot of choices, and it also, I think, is with the replayability. Oh, it's great if you're looking for a 2-player game. It's a great game for fast 2-player game with a lot of choices.
High recommendation. I wanted to stick between recommendation and high recommendation. If you already own Celtis or Lost Cities, this is just, for me, just a clone. However, if you don't own one of the other ones, this has a little bit more theme. I like the train or Trambahn theme on this. I like the artwork. I don't like that it's going only from 1 to 10 and not from 10 to 1. However, you can solve that with a house rule. Not super easy. So, bottom line for me is, if you own one of these others, you don't have to buy it immediately. You should try it out before. If not, this is a perfect pick. You cannot do something wrong with a game like this as a 2-player game, but keep in mind it's only a 2-player game, nothing more and nothing less, right?
Yes, hopefully they'll make an app. This would be a great game for an app.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a perfect app game. I agree. And either for playing against other players online or just solitary.
Yeah,
I agree. Okay, that was our view on Trambahn, Mayfair Games. Cyrils Brettspiele, today with
Andy.
And Nils, see you next time. Bye bye.